Hello, my name is Steve Spizak, and I'm running to be your next teacher bargaining unit president. Right now, I'd like to talk to some of the newer teachers out there. Now, I know you've been through the NTIP process or you're in the NTIP process, which is wonderful. I think we need to have more release days to make that work more effectively, and I will push the board for that. Also, you probably were handed a mountain of paperwork, well, electronic paperwork, about all the things you need to do. But by the way, you still have to teach those 3 courses. You still have to prep for those 3 courses. You still have to mark for those 3 courses. It's a lot of stuff going on. How much help has the union provided you? Has the union come to you and told you, by the way, you start at category 1, level 0, unless you provide the paperwork? How do you provide the paperwork? You have to submit your information to QECO, and they decide where you are on the grid. And then that goes back to the board. But you have to submit that. And if you don't, the board won't pay you. If you have a new AQ, you've got to submit that to the Ontario College of Teachers before the board will recognize it. Also, the board will give you retro pay for changes in the grid. However, they have timelines. And if you don't do what's necessary within those timelines, they'll only pay you up to the point they get the information. How do you avoid that? You plant a flag by calling or talking to the manager of human resources and saying, I have the information, I did get this qualification, or I should be paid more, but processing the paperwork right now, it'll come through soon, and I'll email you when I get it. If you do that, then that plants a flag as to when you get your retro pay up to. And that could be back to the start of the year if you planted that flag in the timelines the board provides. Also, did you know we do and don't have a 10-year grid? I know, it's kind of confusing for me as well. Many years ago, we negotiated a 10-year grid. And then Dalton McGuinty froze us on the grid. And implementing the grid at that point would mean a majority of teachers under year 9 would be losing money that year compared to the year prior. So it wasn't activated, and I understand why. We're not frozen anymore. We still don't have a 10-year grid. Why haven't we activated it? We should have a 10-year grid, and I will push to activate that 10-year grid on your behalf. Also, the board complains, oh, we're having trouble hiring teachers in this area, and that area, and another area. And I've said to them directly, I said, well, you don't recognize work experience. If you recognized more work experience, like business teachers, you want business teachers? Oh, here's someone who's worked in the industry for 8 years. Maybe you should start them at level 8 instead of 0 in terms of experience. But this is something I'm going to continue to push and push and push with the board. If they don't want the best candidates, they're just going to go to Hamilton Wentworth, who does offer experience on the grid, or Niagara, who I believe offers 2 to 1 on the grid, and we don't offer anything. So my plan is to push the board to say, hey, you want this. You want the teachers. How do you get the teachers? This is how. You have to put your money where your mouth is. I'm going to fight for you if you give me your vote to be your president. Thank you.